Welcome, everybody. I'm just going to go into something completely different. Like next time it's going to be like a medieval mace. Just
yeah.
Big up, everybody. Welcome to the Let's Be Real show, episode 8, featuring the one and only, I mean, this is his show. Let's be honest. Connor.
It's on your channel, so technically it's your show. You
named the show. My name is there. You know, the only difference is I think I pay for the StreamYard. That's literally about it. But anyway, big up everybody in the chat. We see you guys. Thank you guys so much for coming on a little bit of a late notice because we weren't really sure when we were going to do this show. But I am going to New Orleans on a nice little birthday trip my wife planned for me. So I'm excited about that. So if I seem a little bit rushed, it's because I am, people, but I care because I like talking with you. Absolute, they're insane for listening to me for this long. Let's be honest. Let's be honest. Absolute real ones in the chat every single time. We got 7 inside. AJ, Carl, frickin' DJ Crane, my guy. And and thank you, AJ, of course, 9 likes. He's counting out those likes. Let's smash him up to 20 likes before the end of the show. Connor, how you doing, brother?
I'm good, man. I'm good. Looking forward. Well, I would say looking forward to. I'm looking forward to the weekend, preferably not because of the football, because international break. You've got Trinidad at 2:00 in the morning here in the UK, and we've got Malta tomorrow night. So I can't wait for that. That's going to be exciting. But luckily, I'm after America. I'm not here. I've got a bloody gig to start.
You got to go. Yeah. So yeah. Let's talk about that real quick. American Idiot is tentative right now. We do not miss shows, but we may have to delay it.
Yeah, we may have to.
Because I'm in New Orleans. Connor's got a gig, and we'll see when we can do that, but we're gonna do it, and we're gonna get Kyle Walsh-Gunner on. So it may be a little bit later in the week, possibly
maybe Sunday, something like that.
Maybe. I mean, I don't get back until Monday, so
okay. Maybe midweek.
If I can make American Idiot work on Sunday, that would actually work really, really well because that's my birthday too. So maybe I can just like.
No! You spend that on your birthday, man. You do.
No. I like these guys. I believe it or not, I actually like these guys. So like I can spare an hour of the trip to New Orleans. Come on, everybody's gonna be hungover anyway. It's a bunch of 30-year-olds.
TJ turns 25 on Sunday, guys.
Yeah, 35. But yeah, man, no, big up every single time. Drew Gunner, I see you as well. But yeah, no, let's get into it, guys. Let's get into it. Aaron Ramsdale. So I have a very strong opinion about this, and it's going to be pretty short and sweet and to the point. And then obviously you can get into it, Connor. But this really doesn't. This doesn't really. How do I say this? Harry Maguire comes to mind when I saw this, because remember earlier in the season when Harry Maguire's mother came to his defense when everybody was sewering him about how bad he was doing, and when he was linked to West Ham and all that shit. Like, why do parents need to go to the media? Why like aren't their kids, like, you know, don't get me wrong, they are still their kids, but they're professional athletes that in a job that is highly competitive. So why do people feel the need, parents in particular, feel the need to talk about their kids struggling? The smile is off of his face and all this stuff. I'm like, look, it was always a possibility for him to get replaced. You think Bernd Leno's dad went to the media and was just like, cry for me, Argentina, don't cry for me, Argentina? Like, why is my son not starting anymore? Well, it's because you guys lost. It's because you lost 3 games in a row, Mr. Leno. Like, that's why. Like, I really don't understand this. And maybe I'm too cold with it. Maybe I just have an outdated opinion on this, but you are a professional in a professional setting. You are always willing to get you are always liable to get replaced. Yeah. And so why does it have to be this tragedy? He's still playing. I mean, he's still, and let's be honest, he's probably going, let's be real. He's probably going to go to another Premier League team in the summer, and where he will be the starter. So I don't know. If that's harsh, I'm sorry. But you know what? Like, I don't get why parents have to feel they have to go to the media about their professional footballer's son and about their professional footballer of a son who was always liable to get replaced. What do you think?
Yeah. Well, first and foremost, the reason this started was because of Jamie Carragher on Sky Sports. It was what was Raya's debut game? Was it Fulham? No, it wasn't. I can't remember what game it was his debut was. It might have been Tottenham. I can't remember. Anyway, he made a really good save, and then on the cameras was Ramsdale clapping him and saying, "Well done." Jamie Carragher, in response to that, live on TV, said he was fake. He was a fake. He was lying. And Aaron Ramsdale's dad didn't take light to that, and obviously wanted to protect his son, and said, "This isn't right. I'm going to speak out." And whether Aaron said to him, "Go for it," or whether he's backed up on it, the way I look at it, and I think if that was my dad, went into my workplace and made comments like that, I wouldn't be happy. But maybe Aaron thinks different because they're a very close family. You know, Aaron Ramsdale's dad goes. He's every.
Yeah, they go to every game according to the Amazon documentary.
Personally, I can agree to a sense why they're upset because this was a bit unexpected. None of us thought we were getting a goalkeeper this summer. But you can. One thing I will say is, I don't unless this is private. Publicly, I don't see any hatred between Ramsdale and Raya. I think they've got a pretty decent relationship. I've seen when Raya was speaking to some media, he was saying, there's no hatred. We're just trying our best to be number one. So, nice one, Mike. Cheers for popping in, mate.
Big up,
Mike. Appreciate
it,
Mike.
Mike has the best mustache on YouTube. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. Big Mike Dots.
Anyway, so listen, do I agree with his dad coming out onto a podcast and talking about it? No, it should really be done privately. But it's interesting when he does speak about Mikel Arteta and says, he hasn't been told anything. Arteta hasn't told him anything. When Ramsdale signed the new contract, Arteta said, I want him. He's my goalkeeper. Then goes ahead and signs one. So I can understand the confusion, but I wouldn't do it publicly on a podcast with a former Arsenal player as well, in Kevin Campbell. I wouldn't have done that personally. And if Ramsdale wants to speak openly about it, go speak to the manager about it. And at the end of the day, this is football. Leno wasn't here forever. Martinez wasn't here forever. Petr Cech, Ospina. If you want to go further back than that, goalkeepers aren't here forever. As much as it's quite annoying. I was watching the Nick Ramsdale interview, and then I actually went onto TikTok and I was just looking at Ramsdale clips. It's making me think, I don't want this guy to go. He's a really good guy. And but at the end of the day, if we were playing a really crap goalkeeper over Ramsdale, I'd get it. But Raya's not crap, in my opinion. I think he's decent. But I'm worried, TJ, that if we end up selling Ramsdale, Raya's going to become crap. And then we just let go of a class goalkeeper. It's 50-50. Personally, to end it, I don't believe that his dad should have come out and spoken. I get he wants to get his point across and he's trying to protect his son. Completely understand it. I'd be doing it privately. I wouldn't be paying attention to any media or anything like that because at the end of the day, they don't know the truth. Maybe the people do. But it's football and it's a harsh reality. People get dropped. It is what it is. And as much as I really like Ramsdale and I wish there was some way we could have them both here, really do, it's the game's the game. And Arteta is either going to make the best decision by keeping Raya or the worst decision by getting rid of Ramsdale, like we did with Martinez. So, yeah.
It's a tough situation because that Aaron Ramsdale, wherever he goes, he's probably going to be putting in as good a performances, if not better, than he did in an Arsenal shirt. Yeah. You want to know why? Because that's what happens to goalkeepers, Sounds like Fabianski. But, that's what happens to goalkeepers when they leave Arsenal. Emi Martinez, best goalkeeper in the world, and we let him go for 25, 20. It's an absolute joke. It's an absolute joke. So yeah, look for Aaron Ramsdale to go to Chelsea and just absolutely smash it. Why is everybody saying I sit on a throne of lies?
Is it like a joke about the American guys or something?
Can we address this? They apparently didn't believe that I was going to be I'm jumping on a plane to New Orleans, which literally I am right after this. So everybody in my group chat saying that I lied about it. I'm not lying.
He's devoted. That's what's
I know. Look, I'm devoted to this. You got to put the work in, guys. Otherwise, I'm never going to catch up to absolute frauds like United Spurs of America. Like, how am I supposed to get to 1K if I don't stream every day? Like this absolute fraud merchant, liar, propaganda merchant, Jacob. Big up, Jacob. Make sure you subscribe to United Spurs of America. He's okay. He's a pretty good number 9 too. Yeah, but yeah, I don't know, man. Like I was given flawless shit about the whole Harry Maguire situation when his mother came out earlier in the season and said he's doing his best, and like, so when this was happening, I was just kind of like, really? Like, if another team embarrasses themselves, Arsenal will be like, how can we do worse? How can we embarrass ourselves? Like, how can we not tame a situation? And honestly, here's another thing too is, well, you brought up an interesting point earlier, and I want to ask you this. Is this Mikel Arteta's fault? Did Mikel Arteta not have a conversation with Aaron Ramsdale before he brought in Raya and said, look, man, like, I'm going to give you some competition this season. David Raya is looking at us. We're going to bring him in on loan to buy. Like, do you think he had that conversation with Ramsdale, or he just went, oh, yeah, by the way, meet David Raya. You know him. You played against him last season.
Yeah. If what Nick Ramsdale is saying is true, and he signed the contract, and he just signed him and didn't even tell him, and he told Nick that he is my goalkeeper, that is probably one of the shittiest things you can do. Even though it is a contract and Ramsdale's still getting a lot of money a week, which I can completely understand. Yep. If that was me, that would be a complete form of trust gone out the window. And I would be disappointed in Arteta if he'd done that, if that's true. I would be disappointed. But, I mean, listen, if Arteta thought that Raya was the guy, and we can't deny that he had his eyes on Raya before, by the way. This wasn't just out of the blue. He had eyes on Raya beforehand, but we didn't buy Raya in the end. So, do I blame Arteta for this? I mean, yes and no. Yes, because at the end of the day, this wasn't a situation that we really needed. Like, we didn't need a goalkeeper, but at the end of the day, we've now got 2 quality goalkeepers. Mm-hmm. But then if you look at it, if Ramsdale goes out in January, I forgot who made the point earlier, we've got Cole Hine as backup. Just let that sit in. So that's the problem we've now got. But then again, you can look at it.
You won't have to worry. You won't have to worry about it because by that point we're going to be playing 1 game a week.
Exactly. So. Well, yeah, true. Yeah.
Sorry, I don't mean to. I shouldn't be laughing at that.
It's true. It's true. It could be happening. But then I look at it. If we had Ramsdale, we'd have Matt Turner in backup, and he wasn't the best option. He has now been demoted to second choice goalkeeper for Nottingham Forest. Now the Greek goalkeeper's taken. So stuff happens. Listen, I think the reason people are getting so sentimental around it is because Ramsdale's a very likable guy. He's so shithousery, and I love it, especially on the pitch. Yes. When we played against Brentford in the Cup, he didn't have a stinker of a game, but he had nothing to do pretty much. And then when he made the final save, he stuck his tongue out and took the piss. I do enjoy that because I love a bit of shithousery in football, not even when it's Arsenal, when it's anyone.
Yeah.
So there's parts to that. It's a bit sentimental, but then I look at it and I think football's football. Ramsdale was going to leave eventually. Gabriel and Saliba are going to leave eventually. Saka's going to leave. Saka will leave Arsenal Football Club, whether it's next year, whether it's in the next 5 or 10 years. He's going to leave eventually.
Facts.
And unfortunately, the sentimental part is a part of it. When Alexis Sanchez left, I was heartbroken. I didn't want him to leave. I wanted him to be here forever till he retired. But I knew for a fact he was going to leave because we weren't on the path that he wanted to go on. But unfortunately, he actually led on a path that was probably worse than us. But, it's football. It happens. And do I want Ramsdale to leave? No. My idea of a perfect world is having them both and just making them sort of work together and hopefully we keep them. Yeah. But, hey, listen, to answer your question, TJ, do I blame Arteta? It's a difficult question. Because if Raya comes to benefit us, no, I don't blame him. Because he wanted a better style choice of goalkeeper. Mm-hmm. And one thing I will say is, Arteta wants to play out the back. Ramsdale can't do that. Raya can. And that's exactly what he wants. And, yeah. So, do I blame Arteta? If it works, no. If it doesn't work, yes. That's all I'm going to say.
Big up, Shitkar. We got a raid from Sarcasm City TV. Big up, Flawless over there. 22 inside. Make sure you guys are smashing the likes. We are talking about the Aaron Ramsdale situation. We're going to get into the Chelsea point deduction news flash as well. I still don't think that that's a big thing. I really don't. But yeah,
City,
big up everybody inside. Well, we got all the legends coming over, Connor. We got all the legends coming over. We got Eddie, big up Eddie every single time. And yeah, absolutely. Big up all the Sarcasm City viewers coming over. Yeah, big up Flawless every single time as well. Sorry, go ahead, Connor. I didn't mean to interrupt you, brother.
Yeah, no, I was just saying, like, we can move on to it now. I mean, the points deduction thing. I mean, you look at Manchester City; they need about a 50,000 points deduction at this point. So it's not. It's. I mean, listen, FFP is playing
a joke. Sorry.
Yeah, it's a joke, but two, we talk about the when you do something wrong, it affects you. I don't think a single club has been affected by it yet, but they've broken the rules. So what's the point? And if Chelsea do get a point deduction, which I don't think they won't, but if they were, I'd be like, okay, cool. They've now shown discipline. Like, people cannot break these rules. But if that's the case, we now got to give Manchester City a point deduction. And I guarantee you, I would be very confident enough to say that most top 6 teams, and probably a lot more in the Premier League and all around the world, have broken FFP. I reckon Arsenal have probably broken FFP somewhere. But it's being hidden, So, listen, from what the reports are saying, if I'm reading one here, it's over allegations over hidden payments during Ramovic's time as owner. So exactly what I was just saying. It's hidden under the cracks, and they've just found it. Do I think Chelsea are the only team that have done this? No. I think Arsenal have probably done it. I think Manchester United have definitely done it.
Manchester City have definitely.
Manchester City have definitely done it. Maybe even we don't know about Tottenham because they're a bit shady with their money still, but they don't really spend as much. But definitely the clubs that spend big. I don't know about Liverpool because Liverpool are a bit hit and miss with their money spending in recent times. But my point is, if they do get a points deduction, which I do think they do, if it is true that they have had hidden payments and they've somehow broken FFP, the whole reason we've got it in place is for if they break it, they get punished. So they should get a points deduction. But if they do, the teams that have been found out, like Manchester City, should also get it as well. I mean, there was talks of Everton getting a point deduction as well. Nothing's happened with that. So what is going on with it? What's the point of having FFP and saying that if you break it, you're going to get punished, but you don't get punished? It just makes no sense to me. Apart from paying about $1 million in debt or whatever it is, or when you got to pay back it, that's back pocket cash for some clubs, So
right.
I
still think that this is an absolute circus and a farce. I listened to Lee's reaction to it on Lee Reacts. Go subscribe if you haven't already. Big up Lee Gunner. He made a very, very good point to where, what is this actually how can you actually pursue this when the ownership that was in power was forcibly moved out by the UK government when Russia invaded Ukraine? Mm-hmm. How can you slap any sanctions on the current regime, Todd Bowley, for something that Abramovich did? Yeah. Abramovich, there is nobody who is still at that club from Abramovich's era. Who?
That's a good question.
So how can they pursue this? And if they do pursue it, it's going to get laughed out of court.
Of course it will.
Todd Bowley didn't become a billionaire by not having an army of lawyers behind him. It's a whole non-story, man. Like, it's the same thing as Man City. Like, we can yell 115 at Man City fans all we want, but that nothing is going to happen there. And then all of a sudden you're going to get tied up in the courts for 10 years and nobody's going to get punished. I asked this question, I think last week. When was the last time can you name me a time when a top 6 team, and this goes for the chat too, a top 10 team, let alone a top 6 team in the Premier League got sanctioned to the point where they were deducted points? Can anybody tell me that?
The only time I can think recently, and maybe I just don't know enough, but it's not Premier League, it was Derby. They got points deduction.
It was Derby. Sheffield Wednesday. I think Sheffield Wednesday got one, and they're in the championship.
Bury got completely really.
Name me a top 10 team in the Premier League that has ever gotten a points deduction.
I don't believe there is one. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't think there is one.
I think somebody mentioned. I asked the same question on Sarcasm City last week, I believe, where I asked. name me a Premier League team that has gotten a points deduction, period. I didn't qualify it with the top 10. I qualified it with the entire league. I know that there was one. I don't remember who it was though. And I think, I'm beating myself over it because I don't remember. Portsmouth. That's right. We're at Portsmouth now. League One. So it's like, give me a break, guys. Like, come on. This is a whole talking point, and we can say, oh yeah, yell at Chelsea, save the bridge, racist fan base, blah 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 blah. Like you can do all that same crap, but they're not going to get a points deduction.
Yep.
It's just it's a fun thing for us to talk about. That's literally about it, and it's all coulds and ifs and maybes. I don't know, man. I just think I don't think that they really have any sort of foot to stand on, at least judicially.
Do you reckon it's down to, and you look at the Portsmouth, who Portsmouth were in the Premier League for a good amount of time, and I think at a point they were a staple. I think before I was born, maybe I can't remember, but I do believe
they were up for a while.
Someone correct me in chat. I think they were in the Premier League for a good bit of time. Do you look at it and think the likes of Portsmouth obviously aren't a massive club in terms of financial? Do you reckon that clubs or people whoever's running FFP or who's in control of it, do you reckon they're not coming for these clubs because of the stature and the financial backing that they've got? Do you reckon they think, oh, if we do this, then we're that's what I'm thinking. Because if you're looking at Portsmouth getting a 12-point deduction and City, by God, whatever they need to get points deducted, do you reckon that this isn't happening because of their financial, how much they're worth, and the club?
Of course, you're not gonna sanction somebody with a commercial footprint like Chelsea. You're not, especially, and you're not gonna sanction the soon to be four time in a row Premier League champion Man City. You're not gonna do it. Yeah. There's too much money involved. Money talks, bullshit takes the bus. Like that is it. That is the. Like that's the harsh reality of people. Like I remember when the Super League was coming, right? And by the way, the Super League is coming. People that are trying to convince yourself that the European Super League isn't going to be a thing.
Well, it's slowly starting because the top five is starting with. So they're adding a couple more teams into the Champions League in the top five, and a couple more, and it'll get bigger and bigger and bigger. And they'll be like, okay, it's too big now. Let's just put them all in one competition and let that happen. I know it will happen eventually. And then there'll be more protests, and then all this, and then blah, blah, blah. So that's people ruining the game once again, unfortunately. But hey,
yeah, Sheik. I can't remember, to be honest, in the Premier League, but I know abroad Juve had a series today. Dude, Serie A is like one of the most corrupt leagues in the world. But here's the thing about Serie A, though, is that they actually do something about it.
Yeah,
that's the difference. They have all those gambling. All those corruption and match fixing scandals, they actually do something about it. Where if you tell me that there has not been any match fixing in the Premier League, I have a bridge to sell you. Okay. That's all I'm going to say. I don't have any evidence, but like, let's be real. This is the Let's Be Real show, but it happens. It is a normal thing in sport. It's a normal thing. Unfortunately, gambling and match fixing is a unfortunately normal part of the sport. Just like terrible refereeing in the Premier League. Yep. So anyway, yeah, that's my take on that. That's my take on that. I don't know. I just think it's a dog and pony show, to be honest with you, to show that FFP is actually doing something, But the whole idea that they're going to punish a regime that literally bailed Chelsea out when the UK was forced to force Abramovich out due to politics, like nah.
I think I do believe it would be unfair if you do look at it. It would be unfair if they were to punish him while they're under control of Todd Bowley. If anything, you just punish Roman himself, not the club. Because Roman was in charge of the financial, well, mostly Roman, because obviously it was his money, but he's obviously got people around him. So, but people and I'm going to say it, City and also Everton, because Everton are culprits of it. They're apparently going to get a 12-point deduction as well for breaking FFP. So, because I remember when they bought Moises Keane, I thought that's strange. That's a very unlikely move with a big up Flawless.
Yeah, big up Flawless. Thanks for the raid, my brother. Thanks for the raid.
Listen, TJ, do we think it's going to happen? I think we both agree on this. No, I don't think it is. Maybe again in the Championship, like Derby, and obviously Portsmouth years ago. But no, it's not going to happen, is it?
Yeah, no. If Derby had the, I'll tell you what, if Derby had the commercial footprint that Manchester United did, they'd still be in the Premier League. Let's just be real. Let's be real about it. Big up the assembled too. This whole points deduction will come down to who can afford the best lawyers. Just said it, buddy. Just said it. It's all about the money, and it's all about the army of lawyers you can employ to make sure that doesn't go through.
Yeah. So should we move on to the next? Well, we've actually got. I know you want to talk about Tony, and then I've just found a story which we want to talk about. Maybe we replace it over team of the season. I'm not too sure, but should we talk about Ivan Toney for a minute, TJ?
Yeah, no. So why don't you put this on here as a late addition to talk about? Why don't you bring this up? Because I shared a little bit of my thoughts in the back room, but give us a little summary here. Talk sport, breaking news.
Talk sport, yeah. So talk shite. Don't listen to it too much. But let me just quickly zoom it in here so you guys can all see.
Come on, I only joined YouTube so I could be the Talk Sports American correspondent, American BS correspondent.
Right.
Or like that. Hire me. I'm hireable.
Yeah, according to Talk Sport, Brentford are confident that the star striker Ivan Toney will sign a new contract. The Bees are adamant that they will not sell Toney in the upcoming January transfer window. Talk Sport sources understand. Just understand that these are the only credible sources to this. So whether they've got an insider scoop, I don't know. Now, one thing I will say is, one thing I can understand it's believable. I personally, as much as I want Toney, and I do think that we can put down the money to buy him, which we will talk about later because the story has just come out from another footballing source. I never, as much as I wanted him to come in January, I never believed he was going to come in January. And still, I don't, as much as my heart tells me, my head saying, no, I don't think he is. Because Brentford are currently in a situation where they're on good runs. They can sort of get through each game with Mbermo and Visser, and Maupay is sort of coming back in with one goal. Sharda's obviously injured as well, who was their guy to play up front. They need goals if they want to stay up, and I think Ivan Toney's the reason they need to keep him, obviously. Yeah. Now, extending a contract also means they're going to get more money. It's not going to be between the 50 to 70 million that people are reporting that we're going to pay. Obviously, now he's got a contract possibly coming down the line. We're going to have to be paying next. It's probably going to be in the summer, which means we're probably going to be screwed come this season. That means that makes me think we're not going to win anything this season. And I'll happily say it on top of my way later. I don't think we're going to win anything without a striker.
Facts. We
are going to be doing this as Declan Rice next summer. This is going to be our Declan Rice next summer. It makes sense at the end of the day, as much as I do think Arsenal can actually put the money down for him in January if we really wanted to. But knowing our past history with transfer windows in January, I don't think we're going to be doing it. I do think we're going to be buying someone, which we'll be talking about in a minute. But I'm disappointed. I mean, to see this, I am disappointed. It might not be true, but I am disappointed because I feel like we need a striker in January. What do you think, TJ?
I think that and correct me if I'm wrong here, but this is how contract negotiations go, at least over in American sports. So they are going to give this guy a new contract, and one of two things are going to happen. He's either going to refuse to sign it, and they're going to hold him hostage until the end of his contract, or he signs it and his head is turned the other way, and Brentford will be forced to sell him. Because I had an interesting debate with Yeti over the Reyes situation about this, but I think Yeti was right with a point that he made saying, look, this guy, his head is turned. He's been twerking so much for Arsenal or just to get to a Big Six club that I'm surprised he hasn't thrown his back out. Like, this guy wants to leave Brentford. He went on vacation last winter. I don't know if you remember. You remember what? You're laughing because it was hilarious. He's just like, he's out there drunk with some bird, right? And the guy's just like, oh, so who do you play for? And he's just like, Brentford, like, whatever. He didn't make a big deal out of it. Like, he doesn't. You can tell he doesn't rate Brentford.
He doesn't want to stay there.
He doesn't want to stay there.
And he even said F Brentford in another video.
Yeah, fuck Brentford. Yeah, he said it.
Yeah.
Could you imagine Eddie Nketiah saying "fuck Arsenal"?
Oh,
And
mate,
like,
I'm coming for his head, mate.
dude, enough people want his head. Like, that's all I'm saying. Pause. That's all I'm saying, bro. Like, come on. So it's one of those things where this guy doesn't respect Brentford. Like, let's stop fooling ourselves. So if they think, oh yeah, he's gonna sign this new contract, they're doing it because they want to get 100 M's for him. That's really what it is. Otherwise, you're gonna see a battle of them saying, oh yeah, we're not gonna sell him until he signs his new contract and we can get 100 M's out of him. Like, I really do think that's what they're playing at.
Well, I mean, they win either way because they're going to get the money for it, and they'll be able to go buy whoever they want to. And if they're like West Ham, they'll buy it correctly. And I do think
exactly. Hey, I got to call my wife. My wife keeps calling me. I'll be right back.
I'll talk about it. And in my opinion, personally, I think this is Brentford will win either way because even if they do lose Tony, they'll ease. I don't think. And I was playing with myself a bit, and I'll pause. But I was thinking to myself, right. I think we're going to buy him in January because we need a striker and also can put down the money for him if we want. However, you got to look at it in hindsight. January transfer window, it's very rare when mega deals happen in January. And also to the factor of Arsenal won't spend that amount of money in January as well. And I just said earlier when TJ was here, if any of you guys missed it, I do believe and still do that as much as my heart was saying I want him and I think he'll come, pause, in January.
That's 2 pauses since I went away. That's 2.
It's kind of crazy, isn't it? As much as I do think I would want him to come in January. They need the goals if they want to stay up, and Ivan Toney will be the reason they stay up, and then they can go ahead and sum it. It's the most likely thing. If I was Arsenal and we went for the second option, I mean, Neto's out there. You know, we can go for Neto apparently. But it looks like Arsenal want a DM this January, sorry. They want Douglas Luiz. Do I agree with that? No. Because apparently, Villa are worthing him at about £55 million or £50 million, which I think is way too much in my opinion.
Yep.
I think he's a good midfielder, but 50 to 55 million, I'm not too sure. And if we really think about it, and we say to ourselves, TJ, what do we need if we really want to get this title this season? What do we need to get ourselves over the line? And in my opinion, we need a striker, but we're not going to do that. And I think going for a midfielder and possibly selling Thomas Partey, which is what I've heard because of injuries, I personally wouldn't do that because we need goals. In my opinion, we need goals to just like last season, we need goals to win this title. I don't think we need a midfielder when I understand the whole Partey injury prone, I get it. But for 5 more months, I just firm it. Because he'll be back he'll be back by Christmas, January, which is when we're going to apparently be going in for Luiz. Just firm it for 5 months and go ahead and get an attacker. Even if it's not a crap one, but just someone on the cheap. If it's a loan, just get someone. You know, like how we got Trossard last January? You know, an attacker like that. Just go ahead and get someone else like that. I'd rather do that than spend 50 million on Douglas Luiz and possibly getting rid of Partey, who I do still believe is a fantastic midfielder. And I just wait until the summer, personally. We need a striker or a form of attacker this summer, 100%.
We need to get somebody in on, look, if we're not going to get Ivan Toney, we need to get somebody in on loan for number 9.
Yeah.
At minimum. Because we know Jesus can't stay healthy. Trossard is, as much as we like to big him up, and as well as he played against, I'm already forgetting, Burnley. Look, he's not going to be able to produce in the number 9 the way we need him to produce. What is this? What are you bringing now? This is
all over Twitter now. Football Insider, who again, pinch of salt. Arsenal Chiefs green light, apparently stunning. Jesus Christ, stunning. 50 million plus January deal. So pretty much they're allowing Mikel Arteta to spend 50 plus million pounds in January, which is why I think we're going to go ahead and possibly sell Partey and maybe a couple more, buy ourselves Douglas Luiz, and I could possibly see us getting Pedro Neto as well.
I would be okay with that, but we still need a number 9. That is not where the problems are. That is yes, we go to the midfield, absolutely, but
yeah. I'd wait. If we were getting 2 players guaranteed this January, I'd happily take Luiz. That's fine. I get that.
Yeah, of
If we're
course.
going to do that, fine. It's a midfielder for a midfielder. But why do we need another winger in January? I get in the summer. I get that. Summer, I absolutely get. But we need a 9. We need goals, guaranteed goals. We're screaming for it. And I get people say Gabriel Jesus. I get this, but he's injury prone. And if we're moving like we're doing with Thomas Partey, who's injury prone, why don't we? If we're selling him, then sell Gabriel Jesus then and get someone else in. If that's the case, because I personally wouldn't sell Partey this January. I think it'd be a very stupid idea. I'd rather if we have to sell someone like Aaron Ramsdale, get a bit more cash for him. You've then got maybe 80 million to spend. If it's true, there's 50 million. You've got 70, 80 million to spend. Go ahead and get a 9. That would sort us. It would absolutely sort us. 100. It may not win us a title, but it would definitely put me confidence up there. Maybe go ahead and win an FA Cup.
Yep.
I'm just saying, people may disagree with me. I completely get it, but I just don't see. I see us carbon copying exactly what we done last year. We brought in a winger and a midfielder, and we got second.
If we're still in the FA Cup by that point, that's all I'm saying. I'm telling you guys right now, like Mikel Arteta has not changed his stripes. By the way, we got 34 inside. Make sure you guys are smashing the likes. 34 inside, 20 likes. Let's get up to 25 likes expeditiously. But no, like, if you're not convinced, or if you haven't been convinced by Mikel Arteta that he isn't going to take these domestic cup competitions seriously, I don't know what to tell you. I don't. I think he is going to take the Champions League a little bit more seriously than he took the Europa League. But come on, guys, like let's be real here. This is the Let's Be Real show. Let's be real. No BS flies here. Mikel Arteta is not going to take the FA Cup seriously, and then I'm going to end up being Arteta out because we don't win anything. Yeah. So it's one of those things where we got to start winning. We got to start winning now, and if we don't start getting these deals done, it's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. So yeah, that's what I got. Anything else to say on this one, man? You know what? I'm just frustrated again. This is just ridiculous.
We'll wait.
I had a nice little 2-day break from not talking about Mikel Arteta, and here I am growing more gray hairs.
We'll wait until January, TJ. I generally think we're going to do, if not one less, a carbon copy of what we done last January.
Right.
Listen, I'm not against Neto and Luiz because I think they're both good players, but I just don't think it's what we need currently. I just don't. I don't. I think we should. I'd rather go all out for a number 9, a good number 9. Then Ollie Watkins. I'd go all out for Ollie Watkins, personally, which I do think would obviously be cheaper than Ivan Toney.
We would.
Then, if I was to go for an Aston Villa player, I'd go for Watkins over Douglas Luiz, personally. I would. Might just be me, I don't know.
Yeah. Assembled says, Connor, what you're saying is sensible, but the majority of the fan base are not accepting the reality of the situation. Yeah, it's because they all stan Eddie Nketiah and Trossard.
Assembled, what we do, bro, is we look forward. We don't just sit and everyone's like this in the chat as well. Well, they're all legends. We look forward. We don't just sit and think, oh, it's all happy now. We're third even. You know, it's all happy. We're in a title race. Blah blah blah. I'm looking forward because I don't see us going ahead and getting a Premier League title with the team we've got right now. And people can say, oh, we're only 1 point behind City. I can get that, and I can get your point. But personally, with what we've got, exactly what we've got last season. And don't forget, we're not like Tottenham. We haven't dropped players yet. Imagine if Saliba drops again. It's Kivior until Timber comes back. So, listen. And the only way I think that we can maybe at least extend that is a goal scorer who can guarantee us goals every game, most games. But that's just me.
Hey, I think you're talking sense here. I think you're talking sense, man. All right. Well, what do you say? You want to? Let's take the piss. Let's do a way too early.
Yeah. Screw it.
Team of the season. Way too early because you know what? It's the international break, and we don't really have shit to talk about outside of tabloid BS that's offered to us by TalkSport. By the way, TalkSport, I am available. Hire me. I am available. I am a footballing personality that you can hire and pay real American dollars or euros or pounds or whatever, sterling, whatever you guys want, whatever you want to pay me. I'm available. All right. Let's get into this. All right. So we got a 4-3-3.
Yeah, do you want to go individually? Because I know you've got 20 minutes and you've got to be out of here. Or 15.
Yeah. We can go individually. Yeah.
Shall I start with the goalkeeper?
Start with the goalkeeper. How about you start us off first? You get the honors. What do you got?
I'm looking at stats currently, and I'm not doing stat like flipping how many times he touched the ball and stuff, because I'm not doing that. But from what I'm seeing, when I look at the goalkeepers, personally, he's clean sheets. And currently the top is Nick Pope and Sam Johnston. They are both currently the top for clean sheets. And then it goes and joint second is Allison Onana. And believe it, David Raya and Edison and Vicario have all got 4. Personally, for me, and with the impact he's made and how cheap he was, I'm going to be that guy. Sorry, chat. I do think Vicario has to go in there.
As much as it hurts, it has to be Vicario.
He is.
If it wasn't, and you have to look, and I don't know exactly what the stats are, but especially in the last couple of weeks, Spurs have been absolutely under fire, under siege, and they were before. Even playing against the level of team they were playing against before, they were still conceding a lot of chances with Van de Ven and Ramiro in the lineup, right? And Udogie in the lineup. They were still conceding chances, and Vicario has outperformed expectations. A incredible buy for what, 20 mil? Incredible buy.
That's enough. 19, 18, something like that.
Something like that. Unreal. Incredible buy by Spurs, and we don't like giving them too many compliments here, but that was an incredible bit of business. Vicario, especially with the heroic effort that he put in against Chelsea, he's basically like a third center back.
Yeah, pretty much.
He's paying 2 positions. But anyway, definitely Vicario. I'm going Vicario on that. Hey guys, go put your choices in the chat as well. Play along with us. We're going to go for another 15 minutes or so. Big up everybody inside from the Sarcasm City Raid as well. Make sure that you guys are smashing the likes and subscribing to the channel if you haven't already. We are on the road to 1K. All right. We want to go left back?
Yeah, left back. Shit. Because I think we've got one name that obviously has to be put out there. And I'm not going to put him first because I don't think it's so difficult.
Be real with it.
Personally, I definitely put Tomiyasu up there. Definitely.
Yeah.
Udogie for Spurs has to be there, I do believe, because he has been a very good impact for them. I mean, when I think about left backs, I'm trying to think, Manchester City, and I think it's a bit difficult to include them because obviously they don't really play with a left back system because Pep, he loves to play as it's 3-2-4-1 or something ridiculous like that. So I personally wouldn't go for like a Gvardiol because I don't think he's really hitting there on the head yet. It's difficult for me personally. It's a very little option currently, in my opinion, and it seems quite biased here. But for me right now, if I look at it, it's got to be between Udogie and maybe TJ. I'm really struggling here. I think it's going to be between Udogie. I personally believe Emerson's been pretty good for West Ham this season. I think he's been decent. However, West Ham are sitting 9th. It's got to be Udogie for me. It's got to be Udogie for me personally.
All right, but this is the last Spurs person we're putting in here. I'm saying it because it was I had Udogie. I had Udogie in there too. No, there'll be at least one more. That's what kind of stinks about it.
I'm personally just because at the moment it's a bit difficult to judge, and Udogie has come in again for a cheap fee, or he was on loan last season, I believe. He's come in and his impact is, and you see when he's at the team, what the team's like. So, and there's not much choice. If I'm going to be honest with you, there's not much choice. So that's what I'm going to go with.
Yeah, I'm going to Udogie too. Unfortunately. All right. I'm gonna say I'll go with the center back first. The next center back first. We'll go 2-2-2. I'm not gonna say Saliba because obviously Saliba's gonna make it.
Yeah, of course he is. Well,
Van Dijk, I think, has returned to form very, very well for Liverpool. Yeah. He gets my vote for the way too early. I think he's returned to form a little bit more, putting in some really, really good performances for Liverpool. I'm with Van Dijk. I like Van Dijk. I just like the way he plays. He's going to be a legend of the game. So yeah, I'm going Van Dijk next to Saliba, in my opinion.
Yeah, that's fair.
What do you got?
See, I'm looking at it and I'm looking at statistics. I mean, Saliba's definitely going in there for me. Biased, I know.
No, come on, give me a break.
And I've got to look at it, and I think from looking at it's very vast. I mean, one player that I'm definitely putting there, and I definitely agree. Well, one thing okay, people are going to hate me for this. Lewis Dunk. I think Lewis Dunk has been decent for Brighton.
Has been good.
Even though he's recently had a strain injury, I believe. But he's been very decent for Brighton, very solid. And Brighton are currently sitting where, TJ? I think 8th. So not great, not fantastic. I get 21 goals conceded. I personally think Dunk's been pretty decent. Then I look at the likes of when, again, I might get shafted for this. Fabian Schär, I think, has been decent for Newcastle so far this season. Mm-hmm. I personally put him in as well. Who was yours, TJ? Said Saliba and
I said Saliba and Van Dijk.
Van Dijk, I can completely understand. I mean, Liverpool are back up to second now. They're playing very good, and I think, yeah, I completely agree. For me, I'm definitely torn between Van Dijk, Lewis Dunk, and Fabian Schär. For me personally,
you notice when Dunk is off the pitch too for Newcastle as well. So,
I think that's all for me. I'm currently looking through just some of the teams, trying to remind myself. Yeah, I think those 3 are the ones.
Right,
for me.
you choose the next one because I definitely confirmed Udogie as well. You choose the next one. I would personally go Van Dijk, but you choose this one.
In terms of last season, he was very poor, and the fact that they're now second and coming back, and the fact that Newcastle and Brighton are 8th. Fabian Schär.
This is so hard. This is so hard.
Like,
the stakes are so high.
I feel like it's a bit like I'm going for the top 4 here. Do you know what? I completely understand the decision, TJ, and I would put Van Dijk in there. Actually, do you know what? No, I'm going to put do you know why I'm going to put Van Dijk in there? Because I think currently he's the only Liverpool player that will get in there. So
true. Oh, I don't know.
Oh no, actually no, he's not.
I don't know. Right wing.
He's not. And I think sorry, I'm going to put Schär in there because I think at right wing, I think someone else is going to go in there. And I think,
no, I don't think it's even a question.
Yeah, sorry, I completely forgot about him for a sec. Yeah. So I'm going to go Fabian Schär.
How can you forget? How dare you forget about Mohamed Salah?
Yeah,
how dare you?
About the second best Egyptian in the Premier League. My boy. I'm going to personally go with Fabian Schär. I think he's been very underrated this season, and Newcastle have only conceded 13 goals, and that's 3 less than I think us and Liverpool. So yeah, for me, I'm going to go for him.
All right, fair enough.
Right back.
Right back.
Choice for me, and that's Kyle Walker.
It is Kyle Walker. Except he kind of got chefed up against Chelsea though.
He did, but he's been very good this season. I'm not going to.
He has been very good.
Trippier has been good as well. Trippier has been good. However, was very bad against Bournemouth. If we're going to talk about that, he was very bad against Bournemouth. But he's been very good. So for me personally, I'm torn between Walker and Kieran Trippier.
We could put Walker in there. Yeah. I think Walker is deserving.
They're first for a reason. Yeah,
100%. 100%. What about Rashford, best left wing? No.
Yeah, I mean Rashford. I appreciate you tuning in, bro. Rashford, I appreciate it.
Rashford 10, new to the channel. Big up. Make sure you're subbing.
Yeah. So is that Dal? That can't be true. Is that actually true? Rashford's had 7 assists in 3 seasons.
I think that is true. Actually,
Jesus, that can't be true.
I think it is.
Oh my god, it actually is. Wait. Oh, it actually is. 8 assists, including this season. Damn.
Oh, 8 assists. Oh.
He had last season. Oh, if you're going to count all competitions, I think Dow means in the Premier League.
Yeah, we mean in the Premier League. Rashy, you guys are slowly coming to a lighter, brighter, Willie light. Okay, Cube, let's not get excited. You're a Wrexham fan, Cube. You're not actually a Spurs fan. At least that's what I tell myself. Okay, 3 center mids.
Oh God!
I'm just gonna go ahead. I'll just go ahead and say it. James Maddison makes it.
Yeah, James Maddison goes in. Yeah, James Maddison unfortunately gets in. It's true though. He's had a very good start. He's injured now, so he might be off the pecking list soon.
Yeah.
But no, he's been extremely good. Great
That
sign.
has been insanely good.
Left if I can.
Yeah.
Is it biased to say Declan Rice?
Nope.
I'm gonna put him
It isn't. And you know what? And here's the thing. And this is not purely based off of stats. I know I'm going to go ahead and say that there is some eye test going on here, but I've been saying this for the last 2 weeks, especially since Spurs lost two of their starting 11 to red cards. The best ability is availability, and I will tell you that we do not have our CDM going out to yellows, to accumulated yellows. So Declan Rice, CDM. What do you got? Who do you got for our third?
I'm just looking. I'm just currently looking because I need to remind myself.
Yeah.
I mean, one person I'm going to put up there is Bernardo Silva for me. I think he's been very good for Man City. And I want to say this, actually. A very underrated player for Man City, in my opinion. So I'm going to put Bernardo Silva up there. Believe it or not, I'm going to put Douglas Luiz up there as well. I think he's been very good for Newcastle this season. Definitely. It's so difficult. I mean, before the ban, Tonali came in, was very good for Newcastle. Definitely helped them out so far this season. Oh my God, TJ, there's so much choice.
I know.
It's crazy. Damn, there is a lot of choice. For me, personally, it's between... Oh my God. Okay, right. I'm torn. It's going to be Bernardo Silva for me. I'm going to put Szoboszlai in there because I think Szoboszlai has been decent for Liverpool since he's come in. I'm going to put in who's my other ones that I had? Crap. Douglas Luiz. And I'm going to throw in Rodri for the sake of it. So for me, Bernardo Silva, Rodri, Douglas Luiz, or who's the other one? Szoboszlai. If you want to pick out any of those. Screw it on them. I'm not going for Basuma.
Bernardo Silva. Yeah, we're not throwing in Basuma. I just gave you the reason why.
Bernardo Silva.
Yeah, I'm going Bernardo.
Yeah, fair.
Yeah, Bernardo Silva. Yeah. All right.
Yeah. And by the way, before people say biased, I've put Rice in because of how much he's affected our midfield. Personally, just if we didn't have him in my
he's been our best player.
Yeah, 1,000%, 1,000%. So I'm going to put him in for that reason. And plus,
this is our way too early team of the season.
I'll leave for a second, and it's waffle time. Hey, Jacob! If you can see here, there are currently three players.
There are three Spurs players in the starting 11.
Three players from Tottenham team, but they're not.
How many Arsenal players would you put in a starting 11, Jacob? And Jacob is one of the most biased YouTubers I've ever met in my life. So it's okay. It's all right. Yeah. Left wing. What do we got? Left wing.
Left wing. Okay, right. I've got a couple of options here. I'm going to throw you two options here, right?
Okay.
We're going to go up and down the table here. One team that's in, I had to double check, 4th, and one team that's in 12th. And they're both from the country of Asia. Or the continent of Asia. Do not click me. The continent of Asia. Heung-min Son is one of them, because I'm going to be honest.
But he's done most of his damage in number 9, though. That's the thing.
I can understand that. Okay, then. Yeah, okay, then maybe not then. Then my other option was Hwang Hee-chan for Wolves. 6 goals.
He's had a lot of very, very good games.
I know they're only 12th, which I can understand, but 6 goals so far this season. Where does that even put him? Let me double check. That puts him in joint 5th, I believe, for goals scored so far this season. Yeah, I'm going to go for Hwang Hee-chan personally.
Put him in there. Put him in there because we're not putting another Spurs fan in.
I said Son, but TJ said he plays number 9, which I can understand. So
he has Son. Here's the thing is, and all the freaking Spurs fans writing in my chat. Number 1, I don't care. Number 2, he has not scored. Well, he probably has scored at left, but that is not where he has been producing or playing for Spurs for the balance of the season. So go ahead and put up your freaking pitchforks and flaming torches and shit. I don't care. I do not care. If Son isn't in the front thing, then we're right. Yeah, then get your pitchforks.
TJ, no, I've just realised. Oh, no.
What?
Right, no, we've got okay, right, we've got to be out of here in about 5-10 minutes because he's got to go. I just thought of 2 more players.
Who? Here we go. Who?
Jeremy Doku and Pedro Neto. Jeremy Doku and Pedro Neto.
Doku's put in a couple of shockers, man. I really.
Yeah. No, to be fair, no, he has. Yeah, do you know what? Screw it. I'm going to go between Pedro Neto and Hwang Hee-chan. You tell me.
I'm going Hwang Hee-chan.
Even though Neto has 7 assists and 1 goal.
Don't care.
6 goals. Okay, cool.
Don't care
for that. And I think the next 2 speaks for itself, doesn't it, really, TJ?
Oh, give me. Deserving Spurs players are already there.
More than Arsenal.
We have more Spurs players than Arsenal players.
I want to throw this in the chat quickly, and I'm not going to put Son in there because he's playing number 9, which is fair. Oh, we might have to listen to a voice now in a sec.
No.
Would you guys go for, out of these choices, would you rather go for Hwang Hee-chan, Pedro Neto, or Jeremy Doku at left wing? Just want to hear it. Just curious. And TJ, personally, to speed it up, for me, striker and right wing, Haaland and Salah. For me, Haaland and Salah, easy.
Yeah, no, I mean it's.
You have to put Son in the top 3. That's in the front 3. That's just what it is, TJ. I'm sorry, you have to. When Kane had 30 Premier League goals and Haaland was still the number 9 that everyone put in there, you had to put Harry Kane because no one scored 30 Premier League goals. Absolute waffle merchants. Mod me.
Listen, I was going to put Son in. I'm just making that clear. TJ said he played number 9, so I'm going to have to go with my boy TJ and say, listen, if TJ says that, then I can't put him in.
I'm going to be on, like, we're going with the positions that the players have played for the majority of the season, and Son, sorry to say it, has not been as good of a number 9 as Erling Haaland. There is no better, in my opinion, in the Premier League. There is no better number 9 than Erling Haaland. I don't think that's really arguable.
I agree with that 100%. He's the top goal scorer in the Premier League currently. So, hey, like, it is what it is.
It is what it is. It is what it is. Oh my god.
We're gonna get so much shit, man.
I don't care.
I don't think that's a bad lemon. I think it's very mixed, partially. Very mixed. It really isn't actually, is it? It's City, Liverpool. It's City, Liverpool, Newcastle. It's a bit mixed up, isn't it?
I think it's very good. I think it is a very good, way too early way too early team of the season. You're modded now, freaking United Spurs of America. Jesus.
I like that.
You see how much this guy wants my attention? It's unreal. Anyway, yeah, I think, and he says who's second? Who's the second best number 9 in the Premier League right now? Eddie Nketiah, obviously.
I mean, Callum Wilson's a shout. Personally, I put maybe Callum Wilson.
Yeah, Callum Wilson. Yeah, exactly.
Yes. I mean, yeah, Jacob. I mean, I was up for the reason I put in Hwang Hee-chan was I think this is possibly his probably best start to a season in the Premier League
easily.
And Neto, yeah, I'd put Neto up there. Listen, so much. We've got our 11. We've got our 11,
and we're not doing a manager because
we can do it again in January or something.
Yeah, my manager of the team of the season so far is Pep Guardiola. So who's in first place? Who's in first place?
Okay.
Oh, Man City. Okay, yeah. All right, yeah. So that's it. Pep Guardiola. I don't care. Come after me with your pitchforks and your torches. I don't care. Connor, let's start taking us out, man. I got a plane to catch.
Sweet. Let's go back to the original layout before we get back into them.
Yes.
Look nice again. Boom. Yes. Sorry. Let's take us out. Thank you very much, guys, for tuning in. Really appreciate it. Bit of a quick one. Not really. We all do about 20 minutes.
Yeah, do an hour. Yeah.
But yeah, thank you very much, everyone, for tuning in. And big up to Flawless at Sarcasm for bringing everyone over, boosting up the views. Really appreciate that. And thank you for everyone for actually sticking around. I know we're a bit boring. Or maybe me. I'm a bit
totally boring. So boring.
So we might not be the most entertaining people, but thank you for sticking around. I really appreciate it. And thank you for getting to TJ to hit 600 subscribers. Great stuff. We're on the road to 1K now. And we're going to keep pushing out the content for everyone. There may not be American Idiots tomorrow. I know that I can officially say I'm not here tomorrow, TJ. You're not here, so American Idiots will probably not be tomorrow night unless Dal somehow wants to do something tomorrow night, which I don't think he might not. So yeah, but thank you for everyone for tuning in. Please like and subscribe, and we'll be back whenever. And also, last thing, happy retirement to Alex Song.
Yep. Happy retirement.
Good player
Absolutely.
Good player for Arsenal. So yeah, but big up to everyone for tuning in, even the Spurs fans. Big up to all of you.
100%. Yeah, and yeah, American Idiot is definitely tentative. I don't like canceling shows. I don't cancel shows lightly. So if there's anything that I can do to make American Idiots work tomorrow, I will. So just so if you are subscribed, make sure that you are hitting the notification bell so you will know when I am on absolutely dominating EAFC, or when I'm on here waffling with Connor or waffling with Jacob or whoever we have on. That's all I'm going to say. So yeah, American Idiots, definitely tentative. I am, it's my birthday on Sunday.
Yeah.
So we'll try to get something going because believe it or not, I like hanging out with you guys. Can't believe it. All right. I'm not just modding everybody cubed. I'm not modding everybody under the sun. Pretty soon it's just going to be blue names all the way down. And if somebody has an opposing opinion, people are just going to be like, no, Cube, send me a voice note. Outlining why you should be a mod for TJ Warren TV. Give me a voice resume. There we go. All right, big up everybody inside. The next show for sure will be Monday night, American Waffle on Staffy TV. That's going to be midnight UK. No, not midnight UK. I think it's going to be 1 o'clock UK in the morning. Just go for it. Just be there, guys. It's an incredible show. Watch it on playback. Smash a like. Make sure that you are subscribing to Staffy TV. And then Thanksgiving is going to throw a huge wrench into a lot of different American content creators.
Off from me.
Stuff, so
I'm always here, a second in command.
He's always here. He is always here. So
if I was at my desk tomorrow, I'd be hosting American Idiots, but I've been drawn into something that I already said yes to before I heard TJ was away, so I'm sort of stuck now.
Okay, so not Monday. Okay, Staffy. Jesus, this is the first I've heard about this. So unless you send me a bunch of whatever, I'll post it on the community tab what our schedule is, guys. But again, keep an eye out possibly for American Idiots tomorrow, and then obviously a modified schedule next week due to Thanksgiving. All right, big up everybody inside. Thank you for coming. Everybody watching on playback, make sure you smash a like, leave a comment. And
USA playing tonight or in the morning.
USA playing Trinidad and Tobago. So if you guys need a sedative, if you guys don't take melatonin, go ahead and tune in to the U.S. men's national team play Trinidad and Tobago. Until next time, we are out.
Bye.